Are you moving to Davenport, Iowa, and you're curious what the pros and cons are? Well, luckily for you, this is the day and this is the video that we're gonna cover those pros and cons of living in Davenport, Iowa. Now, this is an update video, so if you want to know what other pros and cons are, check out these old videos, but this is the updated version. And the first thing that we're gonna talk about is the pros. So what is a pro of living in Davenport, Iowa? Well, for this year, we can talk about the traffic, and the traffic has actually gotten better. Now, I talk about traffic a lot in my videos, and I talk about it not being too bad of a thing. And it's actually very true, but it's actually even gotten better. So why would I say it's gotten better? Well, a couple different things. First thing, they have been doing some construction. One that is pretty notable is Locust Street. They tore up the entire west end of Locust Street and have redone it. And it's actually fairly nice, not as many potholes, which is always a good thing. And it has made traffic flow a lot better. I was just there today, in fact, and it is night and day difference on what they've done over there. The other big thing is actually to our neighbors, and that is Bettendorf and the I-74 bridge. They opened it up and they actually just exploded the last bridge. So that has really helped traffic through the I-74 corridor. And we can't say enough great things about our new bridge. So that combined with the construction has really helped with our traffic here in the Davenport area, and I can't say enough good things about it. Not saying that we don't have some traffic backups. Yes, we still do, but overall traffic is not too bad, and they keep continuing to try to make it a little bit better. Now, if you're anything like me and you're living here, you're probably curious what the farmer's market is like. I know, I love a farmer's market, and Davenport's farmer's market is one of the best. And that's not just me saying it. It has been ranked last year as one of the best in the entire United States. So to give you some perspective, it's got amazing competition out there, but it's doing very well itself. I like going there pretty much every Saturday during the summer. You have opportunity to purchase really fresh veggies, really fresh breads, and other things, arts and crafts. Bring your dog. We go there all the time. I'm sure you're seeing some B-roll of it, but again, I absolutely love it there. And it's not just me talking. It's the United States ranking talking, and it is gonna be really good this year. So if you're moving here, go there because you're gonna really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. At least I assume that you're gonna really enjoy it if I enjoy it. Now, another pro, if you're gonna be living here, is the parks that we have around. I'm in a park right now, and it's absolutely gorgeous. They really take care of their parks. Some notable ones is the Davenport Vanderveer Park. They have the conservatory there. They have the big row of trees that I've done videos on before. They have the rose garden. They have the play set. They have the pond there. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And I don't know this, but one of you commented below when I talked about Vanderveer in a different video that it was stylized after New York's Central Park. That very well may be true. I can see the influence, but I can't tell you for sure. So if you do know, let me know down in the comments. I think it's amazing if that's true. But it's not the only park in town. You have Sunderbrook on the west side, which almost feels like it's out in the country, which is really cool that it's in the city, but it feels like out in the country. So not too far away to get out and enjoy that kind of atmosphere and quote unquote wilderness. And if you're really somebody that likes to look out over the Mississippi River, well, another great place that you can go and check out is the park that is next to the village, the East Village. And for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of that park, but it's just right next door to the village. It overlooks the Mississippi and is absolutely beautiful. Huge green area, big old trees, right in McClellan Heights. So that's another really cool thing that you can do if you're moving here, and all the park systems are pretty amazing. So check them out if you're gonna be moving here. Another great thing going on in Davenport is all the events that we have going on this year. Yes, some of them are standbys, but some of them are pretty awesome and new. So what standbys do we have? We have the Bix. If you're not familiar with the Big 7, it's a 7-mile race where about 20,000 people come to run it. It's a lot of fun. It's a big party. As you're running it, you have people lined up on both sides of the street, and it's really, really cool. Yes, it kind of sounds strenuous with 7 miles to run, but it's really not that bad, especially when you have so many people supporting you and so many people running with you. So really cool. I've done it, I think 6 or 7 years now, so highly recommend it. But that's one event. We have the St. Patrick's Day event coming up very, very soon, and that is the parade that starts in Rock Island, travels across the bridge, and comes into downtown, and it's just a great party, and everybody really gets into St. Patrick's Day. In fact, when I first moved here, they told me it was ranked very highly in the national average. I didn't believe them. And in fact, at that time, it was ranked number 3 in the nation for best St. Patrick's Days. And that's against places like Boston or Chicago. So keep that in mind. We take St. Patrick's Day very serious here. And again, with another great event, and that is the Festival of Trees in November/December time frame. They have big like Macy's Day balloons that happen. It is a really cool standby event that has happened every single year. And of course, all the little tiny events that happen. We have beer festivals, we have fundraisers. I was just a part of the fundraiser for Big Brothers Big Sisters, their putt around. Awesome event. They have like miniature golf holes where we have hundreds of people show up to it every year. So if you're looking for something to do, you're gonna find it here in Davenport, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. Now, obviously not everything can be rainbows and unicorns here in Davenport. So what are some of the cons? In fact, this is probably what you're waiting for more than the pros. Am I right? Comment down below, right, if I'm correct about that. So what are the cons? So some of the cons is starting out with property taxes. So if you're going to be purchasing home, just recently last year, they did a reassessment of the property values, and pretty much everybody's property value jumped up pretty significantly, and we're going to see the taxes for this year happen. So just know that the property taxes went up. The good thing though, if you're looking at it from a real estate perspective, is that the property values increased. So if you're in a home, your value of your home has increased. Yes, it sucks to have to pay more in taxes, but the good thing is your home is still appreciating, so you have that opportunity. And if you're thinking about moving here and purchasing, well, I would love to help you out. I am a licensed realtor here, and I know every nook and cranny of Davenport. So if you're thinking about moving, give me a call. We'll find the best place possible for you and your family. Now, a huge complaint I hear about with people living and moving to Davenport is the car registration costs, and it's not gone down. You know, they take a long time to make things happen, and I don't think it's a priority to decrease the car registration. So what does it actually look like? Well, it's a percentage of the car's ticket price, and it depends on how old it is. I think right when it's brand new, it's like 1% of the MSRP, and then it kind of decreases as time goes on. But then on top of it, if you have a heavy vehicle, they add on a 40 cents per 100 pounds, I believe. So it does get pretty expensive pretty quick. So keep that in mind if you're moving here, that your car registration is probably going to cost you a pretty good chunk of change, especially if it's bigger or if it's newer. Now, as you can see, I am out on the Mississippi River, and because of that, we got to talk about flooding as a con here in Davenport. Yes, the Mississippi River does flood. Last year we had a record-breaking flood, and it could happen again this year. We don't know, but it's a possibility. And the thing about it is the flood mitigation, especially in downtown Davenport, really hasn't been changed. They have incentive to not put up flood walls, and because of that, they run the risk of having the downtown flood multiple times. I've lived here since 2015, and I've seen 2 major floods, one being last year and one being, I think, in 2019, which was the highest level which they had ever seen. So it is a risk, and not only is the Mississippi a risk, but all the streams that feed the Mississippi honestly are even more of a risk, especially for property owners. So if you're moving here and you don't want to have a flooded home, you're going to want to make sure you're looking at the floodplains, because there's not much you can do after your home floods except for hope for insurance money. So if you're moving here, just know the flood risks are there. I mean, we have the Mississippi and it's all its tributaries feeding it. So keep it in mind, it is a con, but there's ways to mitigate that as a con, especially if you're gonna be looking at purchasing a home. Now, if you're moving to Davenport and you're thinking you're not gonna need a car, you're probably gonna be pretty disappointed because the public transit in the city of Davenport is available, but it is a little bit lacking. And I'm talking about bus systems, and I'm even talking about Uber and Lyft. We have Uber, we have Lyft. Seems like sometimes you need a car and they're not available. And the bus system can get you to certain places, but it doesn't go everywhere in the city. And some of the stops are gonna be a long walk from wherever you need to be. So if you're moving here, just know you're probably gonna need a car. And good thing is that the traffic is pretty good, as we talked about at the beginning. But just know that you're probably gonna need that car, and the public transit is available, but is it good enough? I don't know. It's really up to you. So if you're moving to Davenport and you really want to know what the best neighborhood is for you and your family, well, I'm a licensed realtor here and I would love to help you find that perfect neighborhood. So my number is popping up down below. Give me a call, send me a text. I'd love to help you. But if you just want to know what Davenport really looks like, well, check out this video right here.